Okay, very good. So today we're going to do our usual practice. I'm going to cut it down because last time it was probably a bit too long. So I'll just avoid a little bit of more explanation. We'll just do the practice. And then after I'll answer any of your questions. And then I want to go through a little bit of pranayama. I want you to understand the background of what we're doing that. What is the meaning of prana? What is the meaning of yama? And so that you understand how the benefits of just sitting here and doing very simple breathing practice can benefit the health of your body and your mind. Okay, so that's the quick introduction for a new student, Alicia. And you can listen to the last video that I sent out if you have time, so you can see the first practice and some of the talks that we had, especially the Q&A afterwards. Okay, so sit comfortably. Find a good spot with the sitting bone on top of your knee. Okay, good. And remember that we're not. If you feel uncomfortable, you can change your position at any time. There's no rule that you have to stay still and not move. But there's one rule is that your spine has to be straight. So don't hold like that, or don't overarch, and because it will hurt. So try to lift it naturally so that the shoulders are on top of your hip. Okay. So let's start. We're going to start as usual by the chanting. So if you want to follow with the manual, maybe it's easier, or just follow my words. Let's welcome Charlie as well. They're eager to learn as well. So close your eyes, gently close your eyes. Take your hands into a prayer position, thumbs touching the sternum. And take a couple of breaths just here. Just repeat after me. Let's just first sing together one Om. Inhale. And repeat after me. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Namaha. Sahana, Sahana, Vavatu, Vavatu, Sahanao, Sahanao, Bhunaktu, Bhunaktu, Saha, Saha, Viryam, Viryam, Karava, Karava, Vahe, Tejasvi, Tejasvi, Navaditam, Navaditam, Atsuma, Atsuma, Vitvi, Vitvi, Shavahe, Shavahe. Together. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Rest your hands on your knees. And we'll start with the belly breathing. So take your hands, one hand on top of the navel, the other hand on top of the other hand. Slightly tilt your chin Imagine that you're looking maybe 2 or 3 meters in front of you. Drop your shoulders and bring your awareness to your belly. Follow a natural breathing pattern and feel the movement of your belly. And as you inhale, the belly will push out to your hands, move out, and as you exhale, the belly will relax and move in. Exhale, the belly move out. So inhale, the belly move out. And exhale, the belly move in. Don't exaggerate the breathing. Just breathe naturally. And pay attention to the movements of your belly. Your eyes can remain closed if you're comfortable, or you can have it open. Let's move our hands to the side of our ribs, the inner edge of your hands around your lower ribs, the thumbs pointing behind you, and the other fingers wrapping around your lower belly. And same here, as you inhale, you will see your rib cage expanding, and as you exhale, the rib cage will contract. So feel here how when you inhale, the air will push the lungs out. Fill your lungs with volume and air. And as you inhale, the air is pushed out of your lungs through your nose and retract. And so here you can feel how expansive the ribcage movements can be. This is something that you normally don't notice. You just breathe without awareness. But here feel that how big the ribcage can expand as you inhale. Just take one deep breath and see how your rib cage can expand further. Feel it expand like the wings of the bird. And then come back to your natural pattern of breathing. Let's move our hands onto our sternum, onto the solar plexus. Crossing your hands, crossing your thumb, placing your hands flat onto the top of your chest. And here again, feel the movement of your top chest. And the movements of the upper chest are more subtle, they are more limited. feel the air coming in through your nostrils, into your upper palate, down to your throat, down to your lungs. And as you exhale, the air will leave your lungs, through the throat, through your palate, and out through your nostrils. And place your hands back onto your knees. And next we'll do the resonance breathing. For 2 minutes, we're going to inhale for 6 seconds and exhale for 6 seconds. So a reminder, when you do this, try to breathe with your lower belly or your lower chest, and avoid breathing with the upper chest. And relax your shoulders. Is it okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. We'll take a slow inhale and exhale. And let's start. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And just follow the music. And slowly go back to your natural pattern of breathing. So let's continue with single nostril resonance breathing. So Vishnu Mudra with the right hand. So for Alicia, your hands like this, and then you will close the middle finger and the index finger. Okay. And then turn your hand, and so the thumb will close your right nostril. Thumb closes the right nostril. Don't push it too hard. Just slowly, so that the air doesn't come out or come in. And then the ring finger will close the left nostril. So try to close right, close left, close right, close left. Yeah. Good. So let's start from the left side. So please close your right nostril with the thumb. And again, we will inhale for 6 seconds and exhale for 6. So finish your exhale. And then inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And follow the music. Inhale. Exhale. Now drop your hand onto your knee. And let's do the other side. Vishnu Mudra again, and then we'll close the left nostril with the ring finger. Finish your exhale and inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Follow the music. Exhale. Place your hand onto your knee. And next we'll do the alternate nostril breathing.
Numbness.
It's okay. So for the alternate nostril, again, you have the Vishnu Mudra with the right hand. And we will inhale from one side, exhale from the other side, inhale from that side, and exhale to the other side. So again, follow my instructions. Charlie is looking for another mat. Okay, so I'm just going to do that without the sound, so you can hear me better. Okay, get ready with your hand, and first inhale with both nostrils. Close the right nostril and exhale through the left. And then we'll start. Close left, inhale from the right. Change, exhale left. Inhale left. Change, exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Change, exhale right. Inhale right. Change, exhale left. Inhale left. Change, exhale right. Inhale right. Change, exhale left. Inhale left. Change, exhale right. Inhale right. Change, exhale left. Inhale left. Change, exhale right. Inhale right. Change, exhale left. Inhale left. Change, exhale right. Last round. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale both nostrils. And exhale, release your hands. And now notice any changes into your body or into your mind. Into your state. Do you notice any changes? Good or bad? No judgment. Just notice the change. Next we'll do the pumping, Kalapabati. And I'll explain again. And so for this, we're going to forcibly exhale through both nostrils with the mouth closed. So imagine that you have a candle in front of you that you're trying to blow out, or imagine that there's an annoying fly in front of you and you want to blow it away. So we're going to do that for 3 times, and each time we're going to do 10 rounds of exhale. So just for Alicia, so it will sound like this. Relax your belly, let it drop. You can place your hand first to feel how it is, just on top of your belly button. Yeah. And it will sound like it. Okay. And as you do that, there's no, the attention is not on the belly. The belly will naturally contract. Just make sure that it's relaxed. Okay? Very good. Very good. Very good. So let's start. Take an inhale. And an exhale. Take a half inhale. And let's start pumping 10 times. A long exhale. Inhale for 6 seconds. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Take a half inhale and then start. Long exhale. Long inhale. Long exhale. Long inhale. And long exhale. Take a half inhale and let's do it again. Sorry. Long exhale. Long inhale. Long exhale. Long inhale. Long exhale. And go back to your natural pattern of breathing. And you might notice that you naturally pause your breathing, you naturally hold your breathing, and that's perfectly fine. Just don't force your breath. Let your breath guide it. Let your breath guide your breath. And next, we'll do the quadration breathing. And so for this, we're going to inhale for 3 seconds, hold your breath for 3 seconds, and then exhale for 6 seconds, hold your breath for 3. So that's 1 round. And let's try to do it for 10 rounds. So again, inhale 3 seconds, hold for 3, double exhale for 6, and hold for 3. Again, breathing through the nose only, closing your mouth. Your tongue is straight, it's just in front, just behind your front teeth, but not touching your front teeth. Try to imagine the back of your eyes, the muscles in the back of your eyes, and ask them to relax and bring them down. And let's start. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Hold, 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Hold, 1, 2, 3. Double exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold your breath, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Hold, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 1, 2, 3. And again, inhale, hold, double exhale, hold, 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 inhale, hold, double exhale, hold. Last round. Inhale, hold, double exhale, hold, and then inhale. Let your breath go back to a natural pattern. our last practice will be Pramari, which is the humming bee. So as we exhale, we will produce a sound. The sound is but this time I want you to think about producing this sound a little bit deeper into the back of your mouth. So let's think of the word ring, and it's different from when you pronounce when you say it's a bit in front of your mouth. I want you to have a conscious effort to produce this in the back of your mouth, like when you pronounce ring. So we'll inhale naturally and then produce the sound, double the time that we use for the inhalation. So I will guide you on this. And let's take a deep inhale. 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 And last time, inhale. And again, go back to your natural pattern of breathing. And then let's rest. Please lay down for 2 minutes on the floor. Legs apart, feet falling to the side. Your hands are naturally also on the side of your body. Drop your lower back, drop your shoulders. The palm of the hands can face the ceiling if comfortable. Enjoy your rest. And slowly turn yourself to the right side. Push yourself up with the hands and come back to a comfortable sitting position. Gently close your eyes. Let's take our hands into a prayer position. Let's finish the practice with Om Shanti 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 together. Inhale. Shanti Shanti Shanti. Rub your hands. And place your hands onto your eyes, your face. Cover your elbows. And then take your hands in front of your face. Palms open. And slowly open your eyes, gazing at your hands. And place your hands back onto your knees. That was a practice. Any questions during the practice? Anything that happened to you that you want to have enlightenment?
What's the significance of fingers? Just to be like this, or I cannot just do this?
I'm not sure there's a meaning to that. It's true. I might need to check. Nobody's ever told me. I never checked.
I just couldn't do this. This finger doesn't go straight.
Oh yeah, I know. It's for some people it's a bit
It's
difficult.
not that flexible, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay if you don't close it completely. Just you can close it like this as well. So it has to be flexible. Don't overstrain your fingers. Yeah. Other than that, let me check if there's other ways. If fingers are very, very, very tense. If there's another way to do it. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. I'll come back to you on this. I don't really know. Yeah. Any other questions for now? Yeah. Okay. So let's go through the manual. And if you turn to, I think, page 26. Yeah. The definition of prana, the breathing. So first, I want you to realize something. For example, if let me pick someone. Okay. If I ask you, Alicia, can you take a deep breath? Can you show me? Yeah. So can you do that again? Okay. So Brida, maybe you can't see. So the way she's being, you see, this is what most of the people do when we ask them to take a deep breath. Can you do that again? Okay. So what happens here is that, and this is how I take a deep breath. Or if I take a deep breath, I would go like this. Okay. You notice the difference?
Yeah.
What is the difference?
Well, you don't move your body, and it looks like you're breathing from your lower belly up.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I can't see the upper body moving at all.
And so this is when I realized that when I was doing my pranayama, this the light bulbs that started in my brain. The understanding that the breath is not just the upper chest. And it's true when you ask everyone, take a deep breath, they will go directly. and you're missing so much. You're just breathing with the upper part of the lungs, and you're missing so much there. And you remember when we did this, how this part is really huge, and this part is so small when you do that, right? You barely can feel the movement here, but here, the lower lungs, the lungs are like this, open up, and the biggest part of the lungs is there, okay? And so, when you take a deep breath, when you breathe, you have this muscle, which is like a little bit, an umbrella. I'll show you later on. An umbrella here, it's called the diaphragm. And the diaphragm moves naturally. We don't control it. But when we deep breath, what happens is that when we inhale deeply, the diaphragm, the muscle which is here, just comes down. Why? Because it wants to give the volume to the lungs. And so if the diaphragm moves down, then push all your digestion organs down. And so normally if you inhale, I'm inhaling. My belly comes up. Yeah. It's like a baby Buddha belly. Right? So you can feel that again when you inhale. Your diaphragm goes down, pushes your bellies out. That's why the belly is out. And then it allows expansion of the lungs. Okay. And so again, if you take a deep breath, you might see it with my fingers. I start breathing with the belly, and then I go to the side, and actually I also breathe from the back, and then I come to the top. Okay, so like 1, 2, 3, 4. So try that. It's quite difficult to do it, and actually a lot of people. What happens is that you should be able to inhale, keep your belly like this, and then keep it like this, and then keep expanding here. It's very hard, even for me. Okay, but next time you deep inhale, just think about that. When you deep inhale, start with your belly. I know people don't like to have big belly, especially women, but also men. But just for breathing, it's okay to have the impression that you have a big belly. Think about, a Buddha belly, and it will feel nice. How happy the big Buddha is with the big belly. Think about that. Think about Ganesha. Ganesha is the big belly elephant in the Indian mythology. Okay. So if you turn the page, as you know, you can live without food for weeks. And actually, Mary has proven that. At some point, she stopped eating for, I don't know, it was 5 or 7 days. So you can actually do that. You can live without water, I think, for 2 days, max. But try to live without air. So I think the best deep dive water, they have like maybe 6, 7, maybe more than that actually. Okay. But for us common mortals, it's 1, 2 minutes. Okay. I can hold my breath for maximum 2 minutes. If you go underwater, you'll be able to hold your breath a bit longer. Okay. So breathing is obviously much more important than water and than food. And the thing is that we ignore it because it's automatic. We don't do anything, and we breathe about 15 times a minute, times 60, times 24. So imagine the number of breaths that we do. If we had to put conscious in every breath, we would only be that, which maybe would be nice. Okay, and so pranayama it is the art of paying attention to your breath. Okay. And so you here on page 28, you have a couple of quotes, okay, about prana. And so prana, it comes from a concept in the traditional Indian philosophy, which actually has many meanings. It means it's the flowing energy throughout your body. It can mean breath. It can mean also, if you're a scientist, engineer, it can mean the small electrical signals between the nervous system. And so it goes through a lot of channels. We have a lot of channels in our bodies called the nadis. Some people say 6,000, some people say 66,000. Doesn't really matter. Think of the channels of your prana as your nervous systems. Each neurons connecting to each other through a wire, and the electric current that flows through it can be called the prana. And so you can think of the prana as being the connection between your mind and your body. This is really what the Indian traditional philosophy is teaching us. So if you go on page 29, you find some interesting definition of yoga. And yoga is just, for us, the natural meaning of yoga is just doing crazy poses for stretching. Okay, so that's what everybody thinks of when you say yoga. But actually, it's much more than that. I can do yoga just sitting here, just meditating. So yoga is a system of life habits, of practices that lead us to a certain state of happiness or compassion or enlightenment. And so yoga, in most simple way, yoga, you have asana. So what we do on Friday, on Tuesday here, the stretch of the body. Buddha is doing Ashtanga yoga, which is a very active type of yoga. And then pranayama is a very important part of yoga as well. And then you have meditation, but also devotion. You might have devotion to either religion or to someone or even to yourself. So all these parts, this is all part of yoga. And the purpose of what we're doing this, so the purpose of us doing this crazy stretch that we do, especially in Ashtanga yoga, when you put both legs behind the head and then you smile, the purpose is not to do the pose. The purpose here is to be steady. Yeah. And yesterday I was teaching with Winnie, and I told her, she had a realization, and she said, it hurts. Because I was pushing her. She was alone, so I was pushing her real hard onto a pose. She's very flexible, and I push her, and she told me it hurts, and that's fine. It hurts, but try to quiet your mind. Just try to accept that. Don't run away from that, that uncomfortable feeling. Accept it, take it as it is, breathe into it, and keep your mind still. And that's the whole purpose of what we're doing yoga. And this is the purpose of why we're doing pranayama as well. You might have noticed that especially after the nostrils, everything seems quiet. Your mind is quiet. Because I was mentioning last time, the water in front of you doesn't have any waves anymore. It's just flat, and everything is quiet. So that's the purpose of yoga, of asana. So when it hurts, you have to keep smiling, right? And be fine with it. And relate that to what is happening outside of this class. When something is happening that stresses you, somebody is angry against you, and you feel uncomfortable, just think about how you were doing that crazy pose, or it hurts, but you're still smiling about it. You still feel quiet about it. And coming back to your breath is a great tool to keep your mind quiet, to take control over your mind and say, that's fine. That I choose not to react against it. I choose not to be angry. I choose not to be stressed. I choose to be quiet. I choose that my mind is steady by focusing back on your breathing. Okay, and so yoga is really the mastery. The one. If you have to remember what it is yoga chitta nidra. I don't remember. Yoga is the mastery of the fluctuations of the mind. So your mind, the monkey mind, the mind that, I'm thinking of what I'm going to do after this class. I have maybe something else, then I have to cook, and I have my children coming back, and then I have maybe my mother to take care of, and then I have this. So your mind thinks, and oh my God, yesterday I was doing that and I was so tired, I should have done that. So your mind always keeps, dragging you around, okay? And so yoga and all the practices that we do is to stop this mind to just go around and master the fluctuations of your mind and keep it still. Yeah. So that's the purpose of what we're doing. And I go page 30. I just want you to read the first one, and I think I like this sentence. When the breath moves, the mind moves. But when the breath is without movement, then the mind is without movement. Okay. So that leads to, and that's why I asked you to do a little bit of holding breath. When we do the quad ratio breathing, the ability to hold your breath actually it helps you to quiet your mind. Okay. So this is a bit of advanced pranayama. Pranayama at the origin was very much about holding your breath. And there are stories about yogis in India in the grotto, in their cavern, and they would just sit here and hold their breath for hours, or maybe for days, I don't know. And that's the ability of doing that. And actually, my personal experience of holding my breath, and I can do that for 2 minutes after an exhale actually. So I inhale, and then I slowly finish my exhale, and then I hold my breath. And doing that for 2 minutes, it's just wonderful. The feeling that you have, the feeling of quietness, of silence is wonderful. It's really wonderful. So again, when the breath is suspended, then the mind is still. I physically can feel that. It's wonderful. And when the breath is controlled, then the mind moves in a controlled way as well. Okay?
So we could start to do that as well.
I'll teach you that maybe next time.
Okay.
After the capability, you have a natural ability to hold your breath after you do that, the pumping. And actually, if you do that for 10 minutes, it's going to be very easy for you to hold your breath for 2 minutes. Yeah, and I'll explain that, the physiology of behind that. But even if you do that for 2 times 10 minutes, you'll be able to hold your breath much longer than if you do it naturally, and you will see that. Okay, and then page 31, I was talking about that, about prana is the vital force, the breath, the mind, it's everything. And prana is like qi in China, the qi that guides everything. I'll skip on the history of pranayama, but for you to understand, this is a very, very long practice. People have been doing that for thousands of years. So you see, it comes back to 5,000 years before our time, and so today there's a lot of scientific studies about the benefits of pranayama, and this is fine for us. Some of us like logic and structure and like to understand why. But for me, it's if people have been doing that for 5,000 years all along and bring the tradition all along, it probably means that it has a benefit or an impact. Okay, and probably the reason why it's not there right now is that we have other priorities in life, wealth, social status, and other things that are disturbing our real purpose, which I think is having a healthy mind and body. So again, it's a very long tradition, and and again, I was saying that last time, it's a life-changing. If you're able to do that and practice on a daily basis, even 5 minutes, it really transforms you. Some people will say you have to do it really, 10 or 15 years to really master it. But for me, only doing it for 5-6 years, almost on a daily basis, I feel much more grounded, self-aware, and just ask my daughter or my wife how many times I have been angry in the past 5 years. And they get mad at me. You're never angry. We never know. Okay, and then just there's a lot of material, so you can read it whenever you have time. And just go to page 35, and maybe I'll finish on this. So pranayama is the lengthening, the expanding, and the directing of prana. So prana, I explained to you what it was. It was that flow of energy going through your body or around the world. And yama is the expansion or the mastery or the lengthening of that. Okay. And the conclusion is that the less you breathe, the slower you breathe, the better it is. Okay. So remember that. Breathe slow and breathe slow and breathe less. Okay. Which is contrary to what people say around, just breathe a lot, brings a lot of oxygen to your body. Next time, I'm giving it a bit of suspense, okay? There's no scientific, all the scientific understanding of breathing tells you that it doesn't make sense to fill your lungs with oxygen, okay? It doesn't mean that it will get more oxygen to your lungs and into your blood. Okay, you will always have oxygen, whatever happens. Okay, so but breathing slow and less has an effect on your nervous system and quiets your mind. So again, when we tell our kids, or anyone, relax. What we ask them to do, relax, breathe out. So we ask them to breathe slow, right? Not necessarily less, but we ask them to breathe slow and long. So do that consciously when you're stressed, and any time of the day, just be aware, just breathe long, slow, and less. Okay. And you remember, and I gotta stop here. When you're stressed, when you're angry, when something is suddenly making you angry, what happens to your breath?
Yeah, it's short and
You're holding. You're holding. It's short. Yeah, and so when you are short breathing, then you trigger the nervous system, which is something's gonna happen. I need to be ready.
it warns you that.
Yeah. Okay. And then if you breathe slow, long, and less, then you will relax. Okay. So think about that. It's just simple as that. It's just the awareness of having this in mind will help you guide your quietness of the mind.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Thank you.